Hello again, Craig here with a practical video showing how to deal with a mouse problem. And just about every one of us have had a mouse problem at some point or another in our lifetimes. I'm going to show you a method that is not messy, very inexpensive, easy to do. The bait's continually reusable, and it's just the best method I've found. I've scoured YouTube looking for various mouse trap videos, and Sean Woods has a whole channel where he's dealing with, and he shows some other good ones, which are the rolling log and the walk the plank. They're more expensive, and they aren't actually as effective as what I'm going to show you here today. So almost all the videos will tell you, oh, just put a little bit of peanut butter on a regular mouse trap, but no, they just come and lick it off, and then it doesn't trip, or it's a false trip. Also, a lot of times, you're usually going to get at least 2 mice. If you have a house or a garage or something where there's mice, there's going to be at least 2 of them, probably more. But you catch the 2, and then you set it out again with the peanut butter, and then it sits there for weeks or even months on end before other mice introduce into your environment, and it's a mess to clean up. It no longer have the scent. The mice just aren't attracted to it anymore. What I'm going to show you is a method that actually works really good, and you don't have to wait. You don't have to worry about it waiting for months between sets. And for this method, this is all we're going to be needing. I'm using Victor brand. You can use whatever brand you want, I presume, but this is the most commonly available in the U.S. It has to have the metal trigger, though, not the plastic. Needle nose pliers, sunflower seeds in the shell. Skip the peanut butter. Sunflower seeds in the shell, and it doesn't matter if you touch them or not with your hands. Don't have to use gloves. And maybe a screwdriver. I think we're going to be able to do this without the screwdriver. But let me show you. First of all, we need to modify the trap. But when the traps are brand new in the packet, you first have to take off the staple here. You have to yank that out of there. Tiny little staple to free up this trigger arm. Okay, we're going to be modifying this a little bit. Now, when the trap gets set, it goes on this little spot right here, which holds the trigger arm. Now, it's not as very sensitive as we'd like to do, so we're going to modify this a little bit. So we're going to release it, and I want to bend this thing up a little bit. See how this part that holds the trigger, it could be up and down and still work. It's leaning over a little bit too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab with the needle nose pliers, and I'm going to bend it just a little bit. It's going to be hard to see this on camera, but I've now bent it where it's almost straight up and down instead of at more of an angle. Okay, before we go any farther, try that, because if you bend it too much, then it won't hold. But this one still holds. Oops, maybe not. Wait, let me try it again. Okay, it holds. So that's your starting point for modification. Okay, undo it again. Now let me show you how to set the bait. The bait goes on the trigger here, obviously. But if you just set it on there like that, it's going to, the mouse is just going to come and grab it. Now, what you want to do is, because these sunflower seeds are basically tapered, you want to be able to shove it under there so it's locked in place. But it's too small in there, so you need to bend it up a little bit. And so you take your needle nose pliers in there, hold on to it pretty firmly, and just twist a little bit to try to bend that metal part up. If you bend it too much, you can always push it back in to where the sunflower seed gets under there. Okay, now it's in there, but it's loose. So I went too far with it. So either get another sunflower seed that might be a little bigger, or bend it back down. But this is a little, well, it's holding there, maybe. Now I'm going to bend it back down a little bit. Now, if the needle nose pliers doesn't work, you could use a screwdriver in here and twist a little bit to pry it up. But I'm going to squeeze this back down a little bit because I went too far. I think I've done it. Maybe went too much. We'll see. Put the seed under there. And what you want it to do now, see, you want it to hold. See how I'm shaking it? It's not falling out. That's what you want. You don't want it to be able to, your mouse is going to tug on it, and he's going to pull the trigger. And because you have it so sensitive, it won't take much. So then when it's set, it's ready to go to catch a mouse. Now, the mouse will typically not even budge the bait or even get his teeth into it substantially enough to where you even have to change the seed. You can stay on there for sometimes months and months and catch dozens of mice, that one single seed. But it has to be in the shell, because the seed without the shell it doesn't grab in there. But this gives the mouse a place to try to grab onto it, and as soon as he does, he's done for. So it'll stay on the trap basically forever. You don't have to reset it. Sometimes when it trips, the seed might pop out, or even the metal trigger might pop out, but it's still reusable. You can reuse it over and over again, and the seed doesn't ever go bad. The mouse seemed to be attracted to it even after using it for months and months. So I hope you think that tip is helpful. Standard mouse traps from your hardware store. Bait it one time, and you're going to catch dozens and dozens of mice with the same trap. Well, it could be more beneficial than that. So if you like the video, after you try it, you're definitely going to find this method really does work. I've tested it for hundreds of mice. So if you like the tips, comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.